What's up, family? It's a decent little weekend, Basketball, it was up, it was down. Then the other sports trying to come on too. Telling y'all, probably a little bit of fun, man. So, we're gonna hit this up a little bit, talk about what's going on. Some close calls at FAMU. Going on, get into that. You already know what's up. Spotty things up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
All right. Greetings, salutations. Look, pushed it back to 8:15. Give brother a few moments to make sure he got right. Try to get it in there right around halftime for that football game too. So a couple things going on. Trying to multitask, man. But as you can see right there, then you got some close calls, man. So we'll talk a little bit about that basketball game. Both of them. Okay, as much as I can, because I ain't gonna hold you. The men's game, after that first 10 minutes, yeah, brother was out. OWT. Like, I was trying to watch the game. Then I got that comfortable spot in the bed. Y'all know how it is. I was watching on Rattlers Plus too. Like, I got that good spot. Oh, it was on YouTube, my bad. And yeah, next thing I know, the game was watching me. And it was some other game that Alcorn had. I think they were playing a replay of Grambling. But the results were what I wanted. Now I watched the whole ladies game though, so I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I was there. Now, you already know, gotta brag with the tag when I can find the tag. As a matter of fact, I got both my tags. So, oh, and I got a Rattler card. Look, I'm telling you. So, got two booster tags showing these last 2 years. A brother has been financial. If you want to scan that QR code, help the team behind the team. If you want to get active, get active. Rattler Boosters is easily the easier of the two groups if you're wanting to kind of get active and kind of get out there. So again, look, I ain't just talking about it. I'm being about it. You see 04, you can't even see the year on this thing. It said it just celebrates Celebration Bowl. So 03, 04. Y'all should have put the year on this one. So that way I can show off. Like it should have said 04, 05. But you can see my brother's consistent. And that right there is what we call a streak. So I am active Rattler Boosters and I'm active National Alumni Association. So look, I'm not just encouraging y'all to join. I'm joining it myself. So what's up, little baby? Good to see you. Look, jump in the chats. Like, feel free, y'all talk, I talk back. I still got to figure out how to get the call lines going. We'll figure that out. I know I talked to Brian. We're gonna see. But definitely want to encourage everybody to get active. Also, look, while the baseball schedule is not complete, it's out there. So it's kind of the non-conference games are up there. If you click on the FAMU website, click on baseball, you got to change it to 25. It automates to 24. Some of the games are missing. Hopefully we get that updated. We know change the foot on the highest of 7 hills. So, but the Andre Dawson Classic, February 21st through the 23rd. I told y'all the tickets are pretty convenient. It's like $8 for a single day. I think it's $22 for the whole 3 days. FAMU is the dessert, the entree, whatever you want to call it. FAMU's the closer. every night closes with FAMU. So that's just letting you know, one, FAMU's the home team, but two, they value FAMU. I will say, one suggestion I do have, Cookman, like bring in the Wildcats, make this a thing, because you got it there. Like, I'm gonna put the graphic back up. It's 2 steps away. Like, I like the fact that Missouri and Jackson State are in there. I kind of like that. Gives you a little different feel with Missouri. But when you come over here, I want y'all to be able to see the mouse thing. You got Southern and Grambling. Nice little rivalry thing there. Alabama State, Alabama A&M. You did good there. Now, I understand, it'd be nice to have Texas Southern to go along with Prairie View. I like the Jackson State thing. They actually have a pretty good baseball team. But if you could throw, like, Cookman in there, man, you can make that into, like, a whole SWAC rivalry thing. I'm telling y'all, I'm big on the rivalry thing. Like, if I'm getting to talk to Dr. McClellan, I'm selling that. Like, play on the fact that we are rivals with these different schools to try to get more people there. Like, I'm just saying. Coach Curry also tied last year's win record. So it's up from here. Hey, nothing can stop us. It's all the way up. Hey, oh, for real though. Like, before we get to the basketball though, because y'all know, and little baby, you must have known I was kind of thinking about that, but I ain't put that out there yet. Look, we're talking about coaches who have resurrected programs. FAMU track, like Nia Blocker, Jada Ann Smith. Okay, Jada Ann Smith. Excuse me. Look, real quickly and real quietly for those who ain't followed him. He ain't quiet though. FAMU's track is like respectable again. Like, the FAMU relays are supposed to be coming back this year. Quietly, FAMU track is a viable program. Like, this is again where I keep on saying it. I keep on talking about it. There's a value to hiring coaches who know what the heck they're doing. Like, this was not a first-time coach. It's a coach that, we hired him. He had a little win in the past somewhere else. Then he comes to FAMU and does some more winning. That's what you do, baby. That's exactly what you do. Like, you win at FAMU after you've gone other places. It was supposed to be this year. I know I got that out of him on round 1 with St. Clair. I think Kelvin doubled down on that too, but yeah. So it was supposed to be this year, but the way things are going, you might not be wrong about that one. Like, that might be something where we got to wait till next year, which sucks. But it is what it is, man. Now, I will say this. As far as just FAMU basketball, the women's game, them turnovers. Like, them darn turnovers. We are getting, like, in the neighborhood of 20 turnovers a game. And I'll be honest, both teams for the ladies' game could argue that if you hit your free throws, you would have won this game. And some of them fouls. And I ain't gonna lie. Look, quietly, I'd be giving the business Subarus. She hit some threes, like, in this game. Like, clutch. Like, clutch. But we missed a lot of layups, too. Like, just kind of watching that game, we missed some shots around the cup where, man, if FAMU hits his free throws and makes a few more of those, like, layups, shots around the rim, shots in the paint, man, and you win this game, man. But I'll say this. Like, it's real easy for us to want success to be linear. With FAMU basketball, it's just not going to be that because we've never had linear success in a program at FAM. Like, I ain't going to say never. I shouldn't say never. I can't remember the last time. Last time FAMU basketball was relevant, Probably was like MJ got here. The couple seasons he had, like we went from kind of being like mid to like really good, and then back to less than mid. Same thing with FAMU football. Like kind of look at the Willie Simmons era. Willie gets here, 6-6. Then all of a sudden, that's when the winning starts happening. Like FAMU baseball, it's just very seldom you seeing the programs go from the bottom, like start at the bottom. Now we're here. Like you don't really see a lot of that. Like you kind of got to give these teams a chance to marinate. And like little baby saying, that's what I mean. I don't mind a 3, but we got to work on getting those easy buckets. I'm with you, and I appreciate Bobby's post on a response on X, because on X, I run the fifth quarter page if y'all don't know. So FQ FAMU, I run that page. So that's why it's a lot jokier, a lot just a little more off the cuff than the Fangs Up page. Fangs Up page is a little more, button up business. Like fifth quarter, I'm gonna say kind of how we feeling. And but it's sometimes I'm also not responding to some of the other stuff like, hey, fire everybody. You can't do that. Like, you just can't. Now I do get though, you start to look at the basketball program, the program looks better. Like I'm willing to let any person argue their case for my girl. And y'all know Coach Pillow was my girl. That was my girl. Same way AD Sykes was Brian's girl. That was my girl. So, but y'all know me. I'm gonna argue results before I argue anything else. And the results say Coach Gordon's era is better. Like this team, SWAC tournament last year, really with one player. This year, you're probably going to SWAC tournament again, and you're down arguably who was supposed to be your best player. Like, we ain't seen her. The word is she hurt. And I don't know if she hurt or she hurt like the kickers were hurt. But either way, and that's not me trying to throw a jab in. That's just me being honest. Like, I told y'all straight up, and I said now, I said then, if Delancey is staying at FAMU, man, I would love her as a sixth woman off the bench. I think she would get buckets. I think the addition of a healthy Delancey on this roster is the difference between you finishing in the top 3 and finishing in the barely making it group. Like that, to me, that's the difference. Because I think she is that person that can get to the bucket, get to the cup, slash, maybe get some of them fouls. But again, I don't know what the transfer stuff is going on. If there's a transfer thing going on, that's just me saying I don't know. But I do speculate and I do wonder. Like, and that ain't no street committee stuff. That's just an open question. Like, you're really 2 players away from being a problem. Like, and y'all know when melanated people say something's a problem, we're saying it's pretty good. Like, FAMU women's basketball is 2 players away from being top 2 or 3 in the conference. Because 6'6" is okay. She be missing shots. And sometimes I do understand the shots because sometimes it's to put the shot back up, Because, you don't want that ball coming back down where people can strip it, rebound, put it back up. But then you don't have the other players around to help, crash the board size-wise. But if FAMU you could get a solid like 10 and 2, like I'm just saying, a 10 and 2 off the bench, man, shoot, it's an 80-point team right here. Now the other problem, like I said though, and Lil Baby pointed out too, them free throws are terrible. Like both teams. But the free throws are frustrating. Like some of the penalties I can actually live with. Like some people I know are going to get penalties. Like I ain't even worried about you. Go get your penalties, boo-boo. But when you get fouls, make your free throws. Because I'm just saying, if I'm a basketball coach, and this for both teams, my strategy is hack a rattler. Because it ain't like they're gonna hit the free throws. Like, I'm just saying, I'm hacking everybody that wears orange and green. I'm gonna take this watch off because you keep bopping. Even though it's a nice little angle out of Amazon, like $20. That's my new watch place. Even though I know, we cutting back on support to Amazon. Hey, $20, orange and green watch. But yeah, that was a winnable game. And now, because you were winning at half, but it's just it slipped away. Hopefully, because it does end a little win streak too. Like, they want a win streak. I think this team still makes playoffs, but we gotta do better about taking care of the ball. You can't have 20 and 30 turnovers per game. It's gonna be a long season when if FAMU is playing at its best, this is a top 5 team in SWAC. Like, this is a team that can go to the SWAC tournament and win a first round game. I have no doubt about that. Even with their current state, if you just cut down the turnovers and hit a few free throws, you can win a first round game. But it's the other stuff. Now, the men, and like, I went to sleep on this. I went to sleep at about that 10-minute mark because I posted on the thing. Man, these shots ain't falling. And it was looking like we was about to get drugged. And I messed around, got that comfortable spot in the bed. And next thing I know, I looked up. I said, what happened to the game? I thought I was going to hit that old man move, catch a nap, wake up in the second half with, 2-3 minutes left. No, my brother was tired. It caught me. So, but I did, go back and look at the stats and, the part I saw. Man, the man had me tight with all those threes and bricks. That was killing me. Like, that's where I completely agree with Bobby with his post. I didn't watch his show. I ain't watched Bobby's show in a little minute. It's not a slight. It's just time. But and it's something, the aesthetics. Like, update your decorations, bro. Like, move the camera just a little bit. I know. Put a little fan view behind it. Make it festive. Make it look nice. Make people feel good. But them 3-point shots, and we've been saying this. I'm giving y'all the Magic Johnson. But what I do like about it, Query sticks to his guns until it's time to be like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. We got to find something different. Because early on, look, I was with you. I'm sitting up here like, doink. Yeah. About to be Alcorn by 40. Ain't looking good. And then, all of a sudden, look, I said this early, and I agree with anybody else too who wants to come along with me and put a little bit in the plate. This is not a 3-point shooting team. Like, I think the analytics are there to support that they can do it. I think that's one thing. Can you do it? I mean, hey, you can do a lot of things, but should you do it? I don't think this is a team that probably should shoot the volume of threes they do at times. But on the flip side, you have games where they're hitting. So it's like, darned if you do, darned if you don't. How many of these threes are we going to take? Because at a certain point, you got to take the shots. Like, you got to try it. But the other piece of that is you got to make them. Like, if you're not going to make the shots, you got to move on. Like, and I think the best thing, I said it once, I said it again, you get to the cup and force some fouls. Like, because are they the greatest free throwing shooting team? Nah. But can they do enough to get the job done? Yeah. And I think that's where, especially for this team to get out of that 7-8 area. I told y'all at the beginning of the year. Look, I've been on I've been on that Query narcotic the whole season. Like he got here, and I was up front with y'all. I was like, wasn't my number one choice, but I like it. Again, I think Query is one of those guys that you keep. Like, I don't care how much you hate Tiffany Dawn Sykes. She doesn't work at FAMU. She's building something. As Little Baby pointed out, you got just as many wins this year as you had last year. And last year, y'all liked that coach. That was a coach that, oh yeah, come on in. This is a new guy that, no, you don't like. Like, not you. Not me. I'm a Curry fan. But some people just won't vote to get this man his money. But I told y'all before, Curry was brought on to do some of the athletic director job. Like, in a different place, Patrick Curry is the type of person that becomes an athletic director at a school like FAMU. Like, you got an amazing athletic director, but he was brought in to lift the load off of the previous person. And I think you not keeping him doesn't help your current AD, because what you have in Curry, I feel like he's got some vision. Just as far as schedule making, he understands about getting some dubs, maybe getting a little money in the pot, because he's been an athletic director. And you can see coaching wise, he's young enough. Like, recruiting offers, as we pointed out on the Fangs Up podcast, have been going out. Not as much the last couple of days, about a week or so. But when the last time we got to end of February? Okay, end of January. I won't even give that much time. And you already knew that the basketball coach would offer like 10 kids. I'll wait. I'm just saying. I can't remember the last time FAMU offered 10 players by this time of the season. It's been a while. And even if it was probably when we was like winning and folks making some calls like, hey, I got a kid. They want to come to FAMU. Oh, okay. Like, this is the coach. Give him his years, because you look bad. It ain't him. Especially when you just winning games and the team looks like they believe. Like, this is the most locked in basketball team we've had since MJ. Like, look at a team who keeps fighting the way this team does. I ain't seen it. I could be wrong. That could just be me. It could be my bias. Yeah, I know. I'm like I told y'all, I'm a Curry fan, not a Curry stand. I'm a fan because I've seen what he started doing. I think he can build upon it, and I think he's the type of coach that if he comes to FAMU and he fixes his basketball culture, he might have some fun. I ain't saying he'll stay forever. No. He didn't say that. I never said, oh man, Curry gonna stay. He ain't never leaving FAMU. No. Because if he wins here, he's going somewhere else. But what I am saying is, if he wins here, you as a fan, you have some fun. It's going to be a different type of basketball environment, and the money might get a little better. I'm just saying, like, give this man some time, because as I stated, end of the season, he finished with 10, 11 wins. Yesterday's price won't be today's price. He gonna want 200, and he will have earned it. Well, you could have slid him that 150 and kept it pushing. But I'm just saying, look, and I'm with you, little baby. And honestly, I'm with that for any program. I don't care who you are. You come to FAMU, I want you to leave it better than what you got. Don't forget though, they do have their season tickets still out there. If you want the 100, you want the 250, or you want the 500, come on, do what you got to do. Jeffrey, you ain't never lied. I left FAMU and hey, but I will say, Florida State was paying me less. Oh, I did go to FAMU and get a little bump up. Now, y'all do know tomorrow, I don't know what 30. The school across the street is dropping their football schedule. A lot of y'all don't care. Now, the reason that's important to FAMU is because we've been told that part of the holdup was they're trying to work out some of the times as far as some of these games. Now, if you did see Gerald Thomas's article, Gerald was very nice. And what Gerald did in his niceness was these are the games that we have so far. So kind of gave a list of the home basketball games or football games, excuse me. I said basketball. I told y'all, look, I'm in that mode. But he gave us a list of the home football games that we know that we would be playing. And appreciate it because, I kind of knew a little bit, but we didn't know a lot of it. I know what games we kind of had out there. We do know Albany State is one of those teams on the list. That's a good get. Like, I'm sorry, and it's still up there. He dropped it 2 days ago. So it is still on the Democrats website. If you look on Twitter, 3PG, you can see it up there. That's why you see me looking to the left like this, because I am looking on computer 2, which is where the audio is. And you can see the games we have already. Like 2 of the 25 opponents have already released their schedule. So Albany State, that's going to be a home game. So, okay. And we know Southern. So I already knew about the Southern game. I told you about Albany State. So right now we got those 2. Now y'all do know the other game, we don't have it confirmed. We just have it on good counsel that game was supposed to end up back in the OBC. So we're gonna see. Waiting on a press release or something for that. And I told y'all, I kind of O&G with AD Suggs on there. She kind of released that out there. But the thing is, the question is, where are we gonna play at? I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm a little biased in this. Partially because Alcorn. Alcorn is coming. Yeah, Alcorn is coming. I don't know if they're homecoming, but I was told from a reliable source at the Classic that we were playing Alcorn. They come to Tallahassee this year. We go to Lorman next year. So I can give you that. I think I gave you that already, but we definitely know for home games, Alabama State, Albany State, Alcorn, Jackson. I do know those 4. So that's not in any particular order. I don't know when. Besides, again, if you want to go check out Gerald's article, I do know that I can tell you that part of that is just common sense. Like, that ain't me being an insider, and I ain't texting no AD, which we need her on the show. That's on me. Trying to, again, figure stuff out, especially with everything going on. Take your time. But obviously, we played Albany State. Albany State released their schedule, excuse me. Alabama State, we played up there last year. Then, like I told y'all, Alcorn was told to me, and Jackson, we played them up there. Not likely they're going to be the team coming to Miami again for the Miami game. Hearing, see the NCCU or Howard, so one of those 2. Again, that's where that is. But this is my question. If there is an OBC, which I'm pretty sure there will be, the venues in question Now, I know last year the attendance at Hard Rock was terrible, but the conversation has been kind of quietly, could that game be played at Pitbull Stadium? Now, I will say this, me personally, I don't like that level of disrespect. Just because if you're gonna play at Pitbull, you always just play it and brag. The best benefit is that you give your South Florida Rattlers a chance to not have to travel all the way to Tallahassee to see the game. I think that's the best thing for that. But the stadium seats 20,000, and there is no top. Like, unless you're guaranteeing that that is a night game, that's not it. Like, you thought the OBC was bad at Dolphin Stadium and they have a covering. What happens if that game is at Pitbull Stadium? And, oh, let's just say whoever's covering it tells you the game is at 3:00. Man, if I had the song going, God rest it dead, but I'd have my man up there singing to the no, to the no, to the no. It's going to be 100 degrees, and there's no protection from the shade. And that stadium's a bowl, an aluminum bowl. I don't know the last time, if any of you have ever been to UCF's football stadium on a hot day. A football game at UCF on a 100-degree day will have you go to church on Sunday. It's a horrible experience. I'm just saying, for the OBC, if it's going to be a thing, it either needs to be at Dolphin Stadium or guaranteed tonight. And look, I want you, little baby. If anything, put it in Tampa or Jacksonville. Like, I'm just saying. I think Orlando would be bad. I'm partial to Tampa, believe it or not. Like, I went to that game where we played Tennessee State. My pops and I went. I thought it was amazing. Like, that's just me. I know Jacksonville is redoing the stadium, and they are actually going to host games during the renovation, which shocked me. I know that one year they are supposed to potentially move to Orlando. But I think putting that game in Tampa would be a hit. Like, you got to get the right team to kind of come down with it. But we kind of saw that Tampa Classic, the attendance was off partially because there was a hurricane that messed up the weather. But as far as like temperature, heat, you get a decent little breeze in the Buck Stadium. Like, I don't know how many of y'all have watched the game in the new sombrero. I mean, the old sombrero was fire. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, that was easily one of my favorite venues. But Raymond James, it's pretty solid. It's not always the best stadium to navigate around. Like, the concourse walking part, it ain't the best. Like, it's kind of wonky if you don't understand, like, to get into the stadium, you need to go in this way and probably through one of the end zones and go to your side. But everything else about the stadium's fire. Like, I will say about Miami, the ride down there is weird. Parking sucks. I will give you that. Like, and this is an NAA booster idea that I'll share out here. You need to do a shuttle. Like, because it's like $40 to park. So like $40-$50 to park at Dolphin Stadium. Like, Tampa's nowhere near that bad. But $40 or $50, and they come straight out your sun pass. Man, you get some buses and say, hey, meet here. We'll shuttle you there. Bruh. I'm just saying, it makes a whole lot more sense because I'm just saying, little baby said we talked about rotating the Florida Classic to keep interest, but maybe OBC could be the one that rotates. It used to be like the OBC, the tradition going back is that it was Miami. But go back and look, the OBC of my childhood rotated. I've seen the OBC in 3 different cities. I've seen the OBC in Tallahassee. I've seen the OBC in Jacksonville. That's when we played South Carolina State and nobody was there. And I've seen the OBC in Miami. The OBC has traveled. Like, and I think, honestly, to Lil Baby's point, that is a great idea about getting these cities to bid on this game. The Florida Classic is going to be what the Florida Classic is. I'm sorry. Like, the Florida Classic at this point in time, for me, not because it's convenient, belongs in Orlando or Tampa. And the problem with Tampa, Florida Classic of Tampa draws up bad memories. Like, sorry, but you messed it up. But Jacksonville is just a little too far north. Like, it just is. And there ain't enough to do there. Like, not besmirching anybody from Jacksonville. I know great people from Jacksonville. But there's not enough for that amount of people to do in that city without some stuff happening. Like, Tampa, you got enough, just barely. Jacksonville ain't got it. Now, Miami's just the cost and the distance from Tallahassee. But I think with the OBC, I think rotated again is a great idea because, again, it has been a rotating classic. Like, and look, and I wouldn't mind Tampa. I could say that my uncle in Ocala and drive that morning. Look, you and a lot of other people. Like, you think about it, Tampa's 3.5 hours from almost everything. Like, you get the same benefit as a Floridian. Now, other people, hey, touch some other haters, but it's a 3-hour ride from almost everything except for the far panhandle. And even with them, if it's past Tallahassee and Orlando, they ain't coming. So, outside of the Western Panhandle, all your major city centers are in play. You got a major airport right there. Like, the suggestion of rotating the Florida Classic ain't bad, but the suggestion of rotating the OBC might be better. Like, work with the promoter, say, hey, I know you're trying to keep it here, but what if these cities bid? What if you get a sweet deal? Because especially Jacksonville Stadium is going to be brand new. You don't think they would want a FAMU game up there? I'm not saying that. J.R.E. Lee is an amazing alumni group. I'll say that. You got to get the right team to play against them there. But I'm just saying, if it's something where you can get, maybe put them cities in rotation, Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando, something like 5 hours for the Panhandle. I don't mind that. Oh yeah, I don't do Miami. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Because a trip to Miami did not happen until I was in college. Like, my family went to South Florida once or twice to visit family. But as far as like FAMU was playing in Miami and we were driving to Tallahassee, and that was a marked off weekend, Doc. You might as well fire the grill up. We have a family barbecue that day. We weren't going to make that 8-hour ride. And wasn't going to make the flight. So I think in today's time, if you are going to kind of try to keep that out there and have that mindset to, hey, we kind of want to build these games up and really build these events up, the thing to do is to get to where you are getting one of these cities to try to put a little coin behind it, because they can easily look over and see the Florida Classic and see the economic impact and like, that's FAMU Cookman. Okay, but then look at the OBC in Miami. Don't look at last year. but pull those years and get some of those teams in. And you got to play for this year. If I'm the OBC, I talked about this with a friend. So, friend, I'm stealing this. I'm sharing it because I said I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, we had the same idea. You don't think I would call Norfolk State, see if Michael Vick want to come down to Florida? You saw what the prime effect did. Like, Michael Vick's not Deion Sanders, but he's still Michael Vick. Like, that's a name. That's a big time game. Nobody cares that you played them last year in Atlanta. Everyone cares that for FAMUans, it's a game that's probably in South Florida. For the masses, it's a game that involves Michael freaking Vick. That's where you use those names to help your programs. They're there for the turnstiles and for the TVs. That's what they're there for. Nobody said you brought him in for his coaching acclimate. Like, just saying. And honestly, little baby, if you put the game in Tampa, I think is there a bad time besides noon? Like, the way that breeze rolls into that stadium gets real comfortable real fast. Like, I'm just saying, you know, put that game from 3:30 on back in Tampa, baby, that's a nice time. Like, that USF game, when FAMU played USF, wasn't a bad time. Temperature-wise, it was straight. Fan-wise, it was good. Like, and 100 didn't come. In this case, you bring in the band. Like, I think that's kind of the idea that you start rolling with that game in particular. You keep the Florida Classic where it is, I think, because it's working. And because the other piece is it works for both alumni base with the Florida Classic. Like, it just does. Like, after the game, Cookman's pretty much on the bus. And that's not like being disrespectful or anything. Like, Daytona to Orlando, from the Citrus Bowl to BCU, even in that traffic is like an hour and a half, 2-hour ride. Regularly, talking about an hour, maybe 45 minutes. Like, that conveniency for them helps your attendance. So in this case, with the OBC, get you a rotation and get you some people to bid for it, but put it in the right place, because I don't want it at Pitbull Stadium. That's just me. Like, it ain't even just about the size. It's about the fact that there is no coverings. It's going to be 100 and blitz degrees. Like, I'd rather play that in Boca. Like, at least you're right there by the ocean. Like, so you know it's going to be a sea breeze. It's probably going to be hot. But you got like 30,000 seats, so it looks a little better. Because you think about it, you put that game in 20,000 seat stadium. One, you're going to sell it out, which looks good. But what does that do for ticket prices? What does that do for, hey, man, I wasn't even able to get in. Because the OBCs with FAMU were averaging in the 30s. Like, even that first one was like 40. So you got to do that little piece, one, cater to your audience, but also make it look good. Is Dolphin Stadium or Hard Rock Stadium too cavernous? Yeah, a little bit. It really is. But does it give you those other amenities that make being able to be a little more flexible with the game time more manageable? Yeah. I think that's important for you, one, as a university, but two, as a fan base. But if you want to go with the optics, I'm like Rick Ross. I'll put that bit in Boca. Like, it's going to sell out. Like, it will. You're not going to not go because the game's in Boca. Like, y'all still going to go and party in Miami. Like, you're going to do the same thing. Like, you're still going to have fun. It's just in a different venue, just one side of the line. So I'm just saying, though, that's just me. But yeah, look, good times. If you do want to party with some good people and you're in the Orlando area, the Winter Park Alumni Chapter is having Magic on the Yard. So the city of Orlando, you know, 2 chapters here, or OAC and Winter Park, but they're having Greek night. The Orlando Magic, they get the Divine Nine to come out. We're also having a step show pretty soon. So Magic on the Yard after party. Use that QR code, scan, it'll take you there. Some of those proceeds will go back to the Winter Park alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and those funds end up going to the award-winning Winter Park Kappa League. So, you know, when we make money, the kids make money. So that's what we do. Achievement is what we do. So, in order to achieve those things, it costs a little bit. So come party with a purpose. Hang out, good times. Early bird special is on. I told y'all, your man's already got his ticket. I paid a whopping $13 for the early bird special. So don't meet me there, beat me there is what they like to say. Also, other one. Look, I'll make it big. Again, I just told y'all, your man's renewed for the Orlando Rattlers. So I am now financial as a member of the NAA and the Boosters, and the Orlando chapter is joining the effort with the rest of the National Alumni Association to get people to vote for the upcoming elections and get people active. So the reason for the push is, again, elections are going to be happening for offices like president and other offices. And if you do not pay your dues by the end of this month, you will not be able to vote in that election. We want your voice heard. We want you to be able to choose the next president of the FAMU National Alumni Association. So come get in that. Also, if you are wanting to, they're doing One FAMU Stronger Together is the tagline again. But this year's going to be in Frisco, Texas. Last time it was in Tampa. I don't know if AD Suck's going to be there, but I'm going to ask her. I would presume she will be. Last year we did get a state of athletics. But this year it's going to be in Frisco, Texas. Frisco is a suburb of Dallas. So you can fly to Dallas and get the cheaper rates and end up driving to Frisco. So, again, go check that out. And we mentioned NAA office. Curtis Johnson, current president, is rerunning, and William Human is also running. So I just wanted to give y'all, we've had him on the show before. Try to have him again. I'm going to reach out to Curtis, see if we can get him as well, man. Try not to be biased. And before we get up out of here, make sure if you're not supporting the Fang Exchange, what are you doing? Like, join the Fang Exchange. They are actively helping FAMU keep its best athletes on roster through NIL. Use that QR code. They're doing Thanksgiving. So as tax time comes, feel free, leave a little something for the Fang Exchange. So, and little baby, I think she is too. So I don't have it confirmed, but I'm pretty sure that our amazing AD is supposed to be there. So, but yeah, man, look, Thursday. Look, there's a game tomorrow. The guys are playing Jackson State. Need that W. So I believe that is going to be on Jackson State's page, which there's a paywall for it, if I remember correctly. So won't be on Rattlers Plus. We'll be behind a paywall. I want to say the ladies got a game too. So, but it's basketball season. Thursday, we're going to talk about a little bit about that game, and then also see if we get some more football news. And, National Signing Day is coming up, and we might be cooking up something with some of our friends. So get ready, man. I haven't seen anybody say they were signed. I have seen committed, but committed and signed is two different things. So for HBCU Digital Network, Adam and everybody here, y'all already know what's up. Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it?